Welcome to another episode of Mr. Beerwagen's Neighborhood, and I'm really excited to have Jack Cain here with me today. He's the former owner of the Portland Rockies. Jack, welcome.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited to hear your story. So let's just start, Jack. Just tell all of us a little bit about where you grew up, your story there, and then we're going to move into some things about your love for people and kids and making a difference using philanthropy. But tell us your story.
Well, I was born in Portland.
Portland, okay.
Lived in Oregon, different cities around the state through my grade school years. My dad was a school teacher and moved around a little bit. And in the 8th grade, we moved back to Portland, finished my grade school years in Portland, and then went to Grant High School.
So you're an Oregonian.
Oh yes, I did cheat a little bit. After we sold the Rockies, we moved to Vancouver for 21 years. So I kind of consider that North Portland.
Yeah, kind of Portlandish.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Well, and then there was something about, I remember a conversation we had where you purchased a gas station.
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
Well, I was after 1 year of college, I hurt my knee playing football, and when you're 18, 19 years old and you can't play football, you think, why am I into college? So I dropped out of school. My cousin worked part-time at a local service station, and I went to work with them for a while, and then that particular station became available, and I was 19 years old.
Did you buy it at the age of 19?
Well, it had to be in my cousin's name, and so it was in his name, but we were partners.
I didn't know you were that young when you bought it.
Yeah, and when I turned 21, I bought him out then.
Okay.
Right.
But you ended up owning more than that.
Yeah, that was my first service station at 24th and Broadway in Portland.
Wow.
And then I was out East County, Park Rose area, and then I had this Chevron station at the Portland Airport too.
Oh my gosh.
But and I made a decent living there doing that.
Yeah.
But,
and then how did you get into like baseball and all that?
Well, I was going to say, I made a decent living in the service station business. Not a lot, but I made it. But I hated going to work in the morning. Hated putting that key in the door in the morning.
Oh.
It just kind of, yuck. And there was a team in Walla Walla, Washington, and the Northwest League was for sale, and we went up and looked at that, and it just didn't fit. And plus, they were asking way too much money.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, we were sitting there watching the game then, and I said to Mary, it'd be too bad they were playing the team from Bend. I said, gee, it's too bad the Bend team isn't for sale. And this guy sitting in front of me heard me, and he said, they might be. The guy's having financial problems. I said, well, okay. A couple weeks after that Walla Walla experience, we were in Bend and I called the owner up and said, I'd like to sit and talk to you. So I went in and inquired, and he was having deep financial problems. I didn't know.
But you went in, you bought it, and you turned this thing around.
Yeah, and that was hard. It was a long. We operated the team in Bend for 14 years, and there were some lean years at that.
Yeah.
And then.
And that was the Bend Rockies at that point. Is that right?
It was first. We were first affiliated with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh.
And then after that with the California Angels, and then.
I didn't know that.
And then.
Oh wow.
Then the Rockies came into existence, and. We were the first first minor league team that they had, and we started playing a year before they even started in Denver. It was such a big deal when the first game in Rockies history, even though it was in the minor leagues, was in Bend, Oregon, and we had 33 media people from Denver there covering that game.
No kidding.
There were satellite dishes in the parking lot. And I go, whoa, what is this? And it was really an experience.
Gosh.
And then we spent, after 3 years of, that was in 1992, after 3 years being with the Rockies in Bend, the franchise in the Portland area was available because they had moved the AAA franchise to Salt Lake City.
So the Bend team was not affiliated necessarily with the Portland team, is
that
right?
We picked the Bend team up when the Portland territory was available. We just basically picked up the Bend franchise, moved it to Portland.
And renamed it, and that became the Portland Rockies that everybody knows.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay.
It's funny because when I was on live TV in Bend, and there was a big discussion, are you, when are you going to move, or is this going to happen? And on live TV, this anchor said, well, if you move it to Portland, are you still going to call them the Bend Rockies? And I said, well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, how do you get out of that without making her really
well, and everybody else that's watching.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whoops.
And then how long did you have the Rockies?
Well, we were total of 19 years. Yes, we started in 1981 and we sold in 2000. So.
Okay. Wow. And then later, I want to get into like what you're doing now. But this was a great introduction for Jack, and so let's stay tuned and see what else we can dig out of this guy.